Good evening, my fellow YouTubers. This is Kurt from the Kurt's Place channel here on the YouTube. I'm going to be bringing you a night dash cam video tonight. Actually, I'm going to be showing you. I'm leaving Six Flags Great Adventure, and I'm going to be heading back to Harrah's in Atlantic City. I'm going to actually have a nighttime video to show you what the Garden State Parkway and everything looks like at night. We're going to go ahead and going to get a chance to see some of the scenes at night and things. Now, if you remember one of my previous videos, the Garden State Parkway is my favorite road to travel on, and you're going to get a chance to see what it looks like at night. And also, we're going to get. Also, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my park trip today at Six Flags Great Adventure as well. So let's sit back, relax, and I'm going to go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, now one of the things you're going to notice in this video here is one of my favorite places to visit when I'm on vacation, especially when I'm in the New Jersey area, is Wawa. You're going to see that I'm going to show you what the Wawa station looks like here. I'll turn around here so you can see it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite places to go. This is the Wawa Gas Station and convenience store. If you ever get a chance to go to Wawa, I highly recommend it because they have really nice deals and things in there on gas and things. And also you can get pretty good subs and things as well in there. And the nice thing too is they're open 24 hours, which means if you're like tonight now, it's a little after 12 o'clock and I needed to get a little sub to eat on a little something to eat on the way home, and most of the places were closed. So this really came in handy. Having Wawa here, and that's one of the things I really enjoy. I love having Wawa, and I use a lot of Wawa when I'm in the area here as well. So it's a pretty popular place for me to go. Okay, now we're going to basically be going to. We're going to be getting on. The first route we have to take to get home is we're going to go to I-95 East. We're going to take I-95 East. We're leaving Six Flags Great Adventure, and I'm trying to get back to on the Garden State Parkway. To do that from where I'm at, from Jackson, New Jersey, from where I'm at, I have to get on I-195 East, and that will take me to the Garden State Parkway. And that basically, when I get to the Garden State Parkway, then I'm going to basically be taking that back to go to Atlantic City, as you'll see in the video. And once I get on the road here, you'll get a chance to see a lot more as to where I'm going and everything too. Okay. And as you're going to see, we're going to take I-95 East, as you can see right here. That's I-95 East is right here to Shore Points. Okay, that's where we're going to go. That's where I have to go to basically get myself set up for the trip home, back to Atlantic City, New Jersey, where I have my room at. Okay, now I need to get out my Easy Pass. Yeah, let me get that out. Okay. One of the things I have that makes my trips a lot easier is I have an Easy Pass transponder in my car, which saves me having to stop at toll plazas and things like that. Now, I had mentioned this in one of my other videos, but one of the things you can do if you want to get an Easy Pass, let me make sure I'm on the road here and everything first before I do this. Okay, I just have to make sure I have my bearings right before I do this video. Okay. Yeah, we're on I-95 East now. We're heading towards the Garden State Parkway. Now, one of the things I want to mention is if you want to get an Easy Pass transponder, it's one of the things I highly recommend getting. I find that they're very useful. In Maryland at least, most of the grocery stores and things sell these transponders, and you can actually get them in the grocery stores. And what you do is you go to the Easy Pass site for whatever state you're in, and then they have a place where you register your Easy Pass with your car registration and everything goes along with the it could be your tag or your VIN number. It just depends on where you're at. And then you register your Easy Pass, and then what they do is, when you go through the toll plazas and things, it bills you, it takes it out of your bank account or whatever funds you give to Easy Pass when you go ahead and make it and go through the process of registering it online. I find it's pretty convenient because you don't have to worry about tolls anymore. You're stopping for tolls. It's also nice too because if you have a long line of traffic, people waiting for to pay cash and things, you can bypass that by having the Easy Pass. And also another really nice thing is if you're in an area that has easy pass express lanes. Now you're going to see on the trip here that I have, and I also have a previous video that shows me going from Atlantic City to Great Adventure as well. That was going from Harrah's Atlantic City to Great Adventure as well. This is going from Great Adventure to Harrah's Atlantic City. So that's one of the things, one of the videos I'm gonna be working on putting those up as well. Okay, so that's one of the things I was going to say about Easy Pass. I'm going to basically tell you a little bit about my day at Six Flags Great Adventure. Today I went to Six Flags Great Adventure, and I got to tell you, I had an absolutely positive, absolutely wonderful time at Great Adventure. The weather and everything could not have been nicer. It was a little warm, but you know, in the 80s, just the right time for for being in July. That we're in, just the right temperature for this time of year. It was a beautiful, clear day. We had a few clouds, but an absolutely gorgeous day for the park, and I really, really had a nice time. I'm going to go ahead and tell you some of the highlights and things I had. I'm also going to let you watch a little bit of the road here as I go along here too, and then I'll tell you more about my Great Adventure trip. Once I get on the Garden State Parkway, I'll tell you a little bit more about my Great Adventure trip. For now, you can just go ahead and just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the video, and I hope you all get a chance to, if you want to subscribe to my channel, there's a subscribe button there if you want to subscribe to it to keep up with all my latest videos. And also, if you have any questions or comments about the videos or anything like that, feel free to leave them below in the comments section below. I always love to hear from my viewers what they have to say about videos and things like that. I just wanted to mention too that I am having a little dinner on my way home here to Atlantic City, so just bear with me while I eat and everything like that. You know, I'll be able to narrate and everything on the video as well. Just having a little sup I got at Wawa on the way home to Atlantic City. The subs they have at Wawa, they're really, really good. If you do get a chance and you're in there, I definitely recommend you go to Wawa and get a sub. Now, I suggest that you get the my favorite is the ham sub with I get lettuce, tomatoes, and onions, and extra mayo. That's a really good one too. And you can get it in the shorty version, or you can get it in the regular version, depending how hungry you are. But one thing nice about Wawa is you can get Subway sandwiches and things 24 hours a day at Wawa. That's one of the reasons I really enjoy Wawa. I know if I see a Wawa, good food is going to be had. If I see a Wawa, it doesn't matter what time of day either, because they have food 24 hours there, which is pretty convenient. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind, I want to mention it during this drive, this time of night, because I'm kind of by myself, there do tend to be police and things are pretty, police. There is definitely police presence and everything on the roads and things I'm traveling on. The Garden State Parkway and also this 95, there are police officers and things along the way you'll see every now and then. So it's best not to go real fast, even though it's really tempting to speed along there with the light traffic. It's one of the things you want to try to avoid, because you don't want to have a speeding ticket ruin your trip, after you've had a really nice time. So as you can see, traffic's pretty light. It's not real heavy right now. It's a fairly light, just to really, one of the things I like about traveling, along here is the traffic's not normally too heavy along here. It's usually pretty light this time of night, which is kind of nice. It makes it really relaxing. A lot of times if I'm not making a video, sometimes I'll listen to music and things I have, listen to my satellite radio. One of my favorite channels is I like to listen to the Classic Rewind. That's one of my favorite channels to listen to. But I thought tonight I'd go ahead and make a little video and share a little video with you tonight. I thought it might be kind of nice to be able to share a video with you tonight. And also, one of the things that's going to be kind of nice is at the end of the video, you're going to actually get a chance to see what Atlantic City looks like at night when you're coming into the city at night, with all the pretty lights and everything they have there, along Atlantic. So you'll get to see that as well. That's going to be near the end of the video. I'm going to basically cover the entire drive from when I go into Atlantic City all the way to when I park my car at Harrah's, so you get an idea of what everything looks like as well. And also, if you're going to Atlantic City, you'll learn how to get to Harrah's and places. If you're going to Atlantic City for your first time, this will show you how to get there as well. It looks like they're getting ready to do some construction along there too. That's one thing when you travel at night too. especially in New Jersey. A lot of times they do their road maintenance and things. They do that at night. So you always have to be aware that when you're driving along gas. Many times when I've gone on my trips from Atlantic City or Wildwoods, they have construction, and you always have to be aware of that. Normally, the traffic stops are not normally too bad with the construction, but you just have to be aware that sometimes you'll be driving along, and all of a sudden the lane will get closed, and it can catch you by surprise if you're not paying attention to it. Okay, now you're going to see signs come up here for the Garden State Parkway. And that's what we're going to be getting. And I see that where it says fines doubled 65-mile-an-hour zone. When you're in New Jersey, anything over 65, if you're in a 65-mile-per-hour zone, I think I read that correctly. If you're in a 65-mile-per-hour zone, 65-mile-per-hour zone, and you're speeding, your fines are doubled. Anything over 60, if you're caught speeding in a 65-mile-an-hour zone, your fines are doubled. I think I read that correctly on the sign. If anybody knows if that's correct or not, go ahead and leave that in the comments section below if I'm correct on that. Yeah, is the case if you're over 60, if you're driving over 65 and you get caught speeding in New Jersey, do they double your fine? I'm just curious to see if that's the case. If you know the answer to that, go ahead and leave it in the comments section below. I'm just curious to see what you have to say about that. Okay, the Garden State Parkway is going to be coming up. Now we're going to get that. We're going to get the Garden State Parkway going towards. You'll see where I'm going to be getting it at. Okay, we're going to be going south. We went north to get to Great Adventure from New Jersey. We're going south to get back to Atlantic City from New Jersey, from Great Adventure. So remember, when you're going to Atlantic City, when you're going to Six Flags Great Adventure, if you're in Atlantic City and you want to go to Six Flags Great Adventure, you want to take the Parkway north towards New York. When you get on it, the Garden State Parkway north towards New York. When you're coming back, you want to take it south, going towards Wildwoods and places like that. I have to turn myself around because the actual, the actual, I forgot about that. The entrance for the parkway. I actually missed the entrance for the parkway on the right, so I just have to do a U-turn. Now, one thing you're going to notice in New Jersey and places, when you do it, they won't let you do a U-turn in the middle of the road. You have to go to the right lane and do what I'm doing here, and kind of come around here like I'm doing right here. This is basically how you go about making your turns if you have to get back on the main road. You do just what I'm doing here. You just have to be careful, make sure there aren't cars in the way when you do that. Okay. Okay, now I get back on track where I was going. Get right back on track. Okay. Okay, now I get back on the parkway. Okay. That's that Garden State Parkway. That's south. That's what we want. Yeah, no, that's north. Actually, we want south. Okay, we're okay. Sometimes on these roads, it's a little hard to see, so you just got to kind of take your time and work your way around the signs, and you'll see the exit will be coming up. The entrance to the where we need to go will be coming up. Okay, now we're okay. Now we're getting back on the parkway now. They're doing some construction right now, so I have to be a little bit careful here because they're doing construction here. Bear with me for 1 second because I might have to get myself turned around, depending where this parkway entrance is. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, I'm going to get myself turned around so I can go back. The actual entrance for the Garden State Parkway was actually back there, so I just have to get myself turned around, just reorient myself. It's been about, it was about 5 years since I went here, since I've been to Great Adventure. So there's a few things I'm a little rusty on. That was unfortunate. That was one of the ones, but I'll get myself back on track here. Okay, I should be able to get myself turned around here. Okay, let's see if we can get turned around here. Yeah, what I need to do is I just need to get on 195. I need to get back on 195 going east, so I had to backtrack just a tad because I made a wrong turn back there, but it's okay. You know, little things like that are going to happen every now and then. If they do, you just have to kind of get turned around and get yourself reoriented where you were going. Okay, let me get myself turned around here. Sometimes I try to find a business I can turn around in. That makes things a little easier. And if you can't find a business, sometimes you just have to turn around in the middle of the road somewhere, provided it's safe to do so. Okay. Yeah, here's a place. Here's a place I can turn into to turn around, which I'm going to do. It was one way only there, so I have to go to the next one. Okay, this will work. I can turn around here. Okay, let's get turned around. Now the main thing, you know, like this, you know, this thing where I made this wrong turn, you know, on the thing here. Now, you know, some people lose control when something like that happens. I just kind of grin and bear it. You know, I say, you know what? Hey, you know, next time hopefully I won't make the same mistake again that I made there. All right. Okay. So now we're going to get back on, but now we're going to kind of backtrack and get back on 195 east to get back on track where we were going. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna get back on track where we need to be. Okay. I hope everybody's having a nice time watching the video, and then watching me get myself lost. One thing I will say about making these dash cam videos, and it is a lot of fun. It's kind of fun when something like that happens, because basically, you know, you're riding along with me. So when I make a mistake, you get a chance to see my mistake as well. I actually get a big kick out of that, because some of the things I do when I get lost, they're pretty they are pretty funny when I get lost sometimes. Alright, we're going to try this again. Hopefully this time I can actually make the turn correctly this time. Okay. The Garden State Parkway's coming up again, and now I'm going to show you exactly what I did wrong here when you see the turn off and everything here at the exit. I'll show you what I did wrong the first time. Okay. So here's the exit I was at before. Okay. Same exit I was at when you saw in the first part of the video when I first came here. The problem I had is I missed the turn for the Garden State Parkway. As you're going to see here, I'm going to show you exactly where the turn was that I missed. Okay. My window got a little fogged up there, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, this right here, that's the that's the turn coming up I need to take for the Parkway coming up. Right here. That's the turn that I missed. See right here? Remember the first time? See, that sign's not, it's kind of hard to see that sign, but that's what I missed. I have my GPS turned on right now. I usually don't need it for this trip. I just happen to make a mistake there. But usually I don't have a problem. Okay, now we're on the Parkway. Now we're where we need to be. After our little adventure there, I got going the right direction. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Great Adventure. Today I went to. Let me set my speed here so I can talk to you. I'm just getting my cruise control here set, so bear with me for 1 second. Okay, yeah. Now I'm all set to go. So check one other thing here, and then I'll tell you about my trip to Great Adventure. Just making sure that I'm going the right way here. That's what I'm checking here with the signs here, just to be sure we're going in the right way. Okay, yeah, everything is looking good. Okay, there's a sign coming up here. There's one section here I just need to keep an eye on real quick, and then I'll tell you about the Great Adventure trip. Yeah, everything's good now. Yep, I just saw what I needed to see. That lets me know that I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about my Six Flags Great Adventure trip today in Jackson, New Jersey. I got to Six Flags Great Adventure today, earlier in the day. I got to the park probably around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, maybe around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was a pretty nice time to arrive at the park. And also I made a video as well that shows you what the park and everything looks like from the outside during the daytime. That's a video that's going to be on the channel as well pretty soon. I'm actually on vacation right now, so I'm going to try to get a bunch of these driving videos and everything up in the next week or two for you to go ahead and enjoy as well. So since I'm on vacation now, it should give me some more time now to go ahead and do some editing and things, so I should be able to get these videos up in a little bit faster fashion than I normally do on these driving videos. Okay. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about Great Adventure, since I was starting on that subject. So I got to Great Adventure today, around, I'd say probably 2 to 3 o'clock I got there, Great Adventure. The first thing I did was I made a video of the outside of the park. That's going to be on my channel in the next few weeks. That shows you what Great Adventure looks like from the outside. In that video, you're going to see. Now, this is a daytime video. You're going to see pictures of the King Dakar, which is an absolutely phenomenal roller coaster they have there. It's over 400. If I remember correctly, it's 450 feet tall, and it travels at about 125 plus miles an hour, which is pretty darn amazing. And it has a launch and everything that it has on it. That's pretty darn amazing. It's probably one of the most incredible launch coasters I've ever been on of that type. Most coasters I've been on, they might go maybe 60, 70 miles an hour. This roller coaster goes 125 plus, and then it literally shoots you straight up, 450-foot tower. You go over the top and then you come back down the other side, and that is an experience that you really need to behold. That's one of the things I like about Six Flags, is they have big rides like that, especially Great Adventure. Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey, well, I think one of the reasons that Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey tends to have the bigger rides, like the really big ones, is because of the fact they have so many people that go to that park. They have a lot of people from New York and stuff that go to that park. And when you wait in line for the rides, now the lines weren't too long today, but you can wait anywhere from 1.5 to 2. And you'll see markers along the lines for 30 minutes, 40, 60 minutes, an hour and a half. Markers along the lines telling you how long the lines are, and you realize how many people actually go to that park. Like on a Saturday, it's astronomical, and also how huge the parking lot is. You'll see that also in the videos as well on how big the parking lot is. And then also I want to mention that not only did I get shots of King Dakar in action, I also got another picture of the Green Lantern roller coaster. That's a stand-up roller coaster they have as well, called the Green Lantern. And then there's another one called Superman. I believe it's Superman Ultimate Flight, where it's a flying coaster. That's another one that's in the video as well. And one of the other ones I have on there is there's a ride called the Zuman, I think it's called Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. That's another absolutely phenomenal ride. That's on the. If you watch the video, you'll see King Dakar. There's 3 carriages that are carried up the side of King Dakar, and then they're dropped from 415 feet up. That's the I think it's called Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. That's another thing that I have in the video as well. So what I was going to say is, I basically started my day out when I went to Great Adventure. I got an all-day pass for the park. Now, the one thing to keep in mind in Great Adventure is, Great Adventure is a little more expensive than some of your regular parks are. Now, for give you a good example, to park my car it cost me $25. To enter the park, it cost me about $77 to enter the park. Now, I only needed a one-day admission. I didn't get a season pass. I could have gotten one. I really didn't need one because I just wanted to basically visit for the day, so I didn't mind spending it. I basically had allotted about $150 for my trip, and that's about where it came in with the food and everything else I have. Came out to about $150 with the food and everything. So I basically, I had a pretzel inside the park, and I had some Slurpee and things like that. So basically, that's what I did. I got in the park, paid my admission and everything like that, and then what I did is, after I got that done, basically I started my day off. I went on. Started my day off going on the Superman flight, the one I told you where it's like you're flying. I went on the Superman ride first when I was there. Now I'll tell you, that was a pretty darn amazing ride. I rode the front seat. The thing that makes that roller coaster unique is you're actually hanging from the track. So, but you're hanging in a position where it's like you're flying, like you're Superman. Your back's basically pressed up against the back of the car, and you're actually hanging with your face looking straight down towards the ground. And then basically when you're riding the ride, then if you put your head forward and your hands out in front of you, you feel like you're Superman. That's one of the reasons I call it the Superman ride. That's a ride I had never been on until I went to Six Flags. I had never been on a roller coaster like that, and I gotta tell you, that was a pretty amazing roller coaster. I really enjoyed it. I actually ended up doing that twice. In the front seat I rode that. The line for that was about 30 minutes long. Most of the lines in the park were not really tremendously long. But that was one that was one of the longest. It was about a 30-minute wait. That was one of the longer lines that I had, but I figured it probably would be because it's a pretty popular ride when you go in the park. Okay, so basically I did that. That was the first roller coaster that I did. Was the Superman flight. Now the second roller coaster that I did after that was I rode the. If you look in the video, I rode that Green Lantern, the stand-up roller coaster in the video. Now, a lot of people have said that the Green Lantern is a very, very bumpy. They say it's a very, very bumpy ride and everything like that. Well, I gotta tell you, I rode that in the front seat twice. I did not find the Green Lantern to be tremendously hard on my head per se. There are some sections where it turns a little sharp, but I don't know. I thought the Green Lantern, I thought that was actually a pretty nice roller coaster. I really enjoyed it. I'd never been on it before, but I'll tell you, I rode that twice in the front seat. That took about maybe 15 minutes to about half an hour. Now remember, one of the reasons the wait times are a little longer is because I did choose to ride the front seat. If you ride the front seat, you are going to wait a little bit longer on a lot of the roller coasters if you choose to do the front seat. So you have to keep that in mind when you go to the park. Now, after I did those, one of the things I want to mention to you, the first two rides I did in the park, now these are non-roller coaster rides. I did the Houdini, I did the Houdini's Great Escape. That was one of the ones that I did, called Houdini's Great Escape. That was an amazing ride. I don't want to give all the secrets away because I want you to enjoy that ride when you go to Great Adventure. But basically, you're entering Houdini's mansion, and they have like a seance, and you're trying to get Houdini to reappear again, in front of you. And there's a sequence in there after you get through the mansion part where you're sitting in a room, where you're sitting on a ride vehicle. And the whole room looks like you're turning upside down. It's absolutely amazing in there. If you get a chance, definitely try the Houdini's Great. Definitely try the Houdini Great Escape. I believe it's called Houdini's Great Escape. That's at Six Flags Great Adventure. And then another thing I did is, because the weather was really nice and they didn't have a lot of winds, they had the parachute drop open. Now, the parachute drop was one of the rides I rode in Six Flags many, many, many years ago at Great Adventure. I rode that ride way back when. Probably 15, 20 years ago I rode that. And I gotta tell you, the parachute drop ride is a pretty darn fun ride. You get a really good view from up there. What it does is it pulls you up, you get pulled up in a basket with a parachute. I believe it's 250 feet, I think it is. They pull you up to the top and then they drop you in. But the nice thing is you float down with a parachute on top of you, and it's basically reminiscent of the rides I used to have, like remember Coney Island had the parachute ride? Well, this is kind of a tribute to the one in Coney Island, the parachute ride that they had. And that was one that was made for Six Flags, and I tell you, it's a pretty darn amazing ride. So that was the first, the second ride I did after Houdini. And now I mentioned to you that I did the Superman ride next, and then I also did the ride for the green, I did the Green Lantern ride after that. Now, the one of the other roller coasters I rode is after I finished up those two, I headed on over to the area where King Dakar was. King Dakar was actually my next ride that I rode. Now, the line for King Dakar, the park was not tremendously busy today, but I had to wait about 30 minutes for that one. Now, remember, I waited for the front seat, so that was an extra 15 minutes to wait for the front seat. If you're riding on King Dakar for the very first time, I highly suggest definitely ride the front seat. The front seat on King Dakar, when you're looking down that launch area, and you look in front of you and you realize how long that launch area is, that's where they hook the cable on, and then they launch you along the I call it the launch way. I actually call it it's kind of like an aircraft carrier, where the planes take off. I actually call it the launch what was I gonna say? Launch yeah, I call it the launch path. That's what I call it. It's like the launch path. When you're sitting in that front seat and you're looking down that launch path, and you realize how far that is. Now, I don't know how long the launch path is, but it's pretty long. That's the area where the cable, when it grabs you with the shuttle that pulls you along, that's the area that it uses to accelerate. And you're going to see it's pretty long runway. When you see that, that's basically it's almost like a runway on an aircraft carrier. When you see that cable, how long that cable is going down that runway road, you're going to go down there. You realize how fast that is. But the thing that really amazes me on that ride is, One of the things I want to mention when you're on that ride, you want to absolutely make sure that you keep your head against the headrest. Definitely keep your arms down inside the car on the lap on the bars that they provide. The reason you want to do that is King Dakar is so fast. It does I believe it's 0 to 125 miles an hour in 3.8 seconds. I think that's what they claim when you're online. If your arms are up, you will actually literally you actually injure your tendons in your arms by holding them up. That's one of the reasons I say keep your hands down inside the car. You're going to find that when you're on that launch platform, the one thing that's very unique about King Dakar, a lot of roller coasters, like for example, they'll have a launch sequence. You know, like Volcano the Blast Coaster is a good example at King's Dominion. Okay, the ride will probably do 60-some miles an hour through the tunnel, but the difference there is when you're accelerating through the tunnel, once you hit 60 plus or whatever it is, then you just kind of glide along, and you know, through the rest of the launch thing, and then you're onto the main track. That's not the case with King Dakar. With King Dakar, when you get launched, you are launched the entire length of that launch of that runway. You're feeling acceleration the entire time you're on there. It's pressing into the seat, and you're feeling more and more as you go along. It doesn't let up until you get to the very, very end of the launchway. By that time, you're already soaring skyward up 400. I think it's 458 feet to the top, and then you're coming back down. So that's one of those things with that launch on that roller coaster is absolutely intense. If you get a chance to try it, I definitely recommend doing King Dakar. Now, I ended up riding King Dakar twice in the front seat today, which worked out really well. Now, the second time I rode it, I did have a little delay because they were having some technical difficulties. Now, the one thing you have to realize about King Dakar, and this is one of the things with King Dakar, it's extremely complicated roller coaster. And as a result of King Dakar being so complicated, occasionally it does have delays and things. If you have wind and stuff, wind and things can cause King Dakar to shut down if there's wind. If you have wind is one thing. High winds will cause King Dakar to shut down, even though they don't seem like they're really heavy on the ground. Up 455 feet, it can be a much different story. So keep in mind on King Dakar, when you go to Six Flags Great Adventure, King Dakar may or may not be running depending on the weather. If you have rain or you have high winds, that's enough to shut King Dakar down. Now, if somebody told me that if you go to their Facebook page, the Six Flags Great Adventure Facebook page or their website, they'll actually tell you if what rides are open and closed. Now, I haven't done this yet, but that might be something you want to do if you're thinking about going to Great Adventure and curious to see whether or not the ride's open or not. And the other thing, too, to keep in mind is even when the weather's perfect, like today it was perfect, King Dakar still shut down once or twice due to little technical issues that come up with the ride. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're going to Great Adventure, that they do have big rides, but occasionally they do run into some problems as well. Now, the one ride that I did that was pretty darn amazing that I didn't expect to be amazing was that Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. If you look in the videos, those are those three little cars that are pulled up the side. That was absolutely amazing. I could not believe how awesome that ride actually was. We have a drop tower at our park, but the difference is it doesn't drop you from 415 feet like that thing does. You're basically in a car with, I think it's six or seven other people, and they pull you to the top with a cable system. Once you get to the top of the 415-foot tower, then they drop you, and you drop at almost 90 miles an hour. And it just seems like you're floating forever out of your seat, and it really is an experience. I actually ended up riding that twice when I was there, which worked out really well. Now, one of the things that was really nice about the Drop of Doom is they had a single rider line. So if you're a single rider, which I was, it kind of made it convenient because I could get in the single rider line. That made my boarding time on the ride a lot faster than if I had to wait with the general public that was there because I was a single rider. So that's something to keep in mind too. Okay, and after I did that, I rode that twice. Then I headed on over and I rode, I was going to go to ride El Toro. Now, here's an interesting thing about Six Flags Great Adventure. They had a special promotion going on when I was there. I wanted to buy a soft pretzel, so I went out and bought my soft pretzel, but I also bought myself a slushie. Not a slushie, a Slurpee. Six Flags Great Adventure has paired up with 7-Eleven now, and they offer Slurpees at Six Flags Great Adventure. When I bought my Slurpee along with my pretzel at Six Flags Great Adventure, There was a guy that said, congratulations, you qualify for additional ride time tonight from 10 to 11. The park closing time was, the park closed at 10 o'clock. But he said that because I bought a Slurpee, I would get additional ride time of 1 hour. And basically what I did in that 1 hour is I was able to ride another absolutely awesome roller coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure, which was called Nitro. Nitro was a roller coaster. Now, the stats I'm going to give you, I'm pretty sure I'm right on the stats. If I remember correctly on Nitro, they pull, it's 200, I think they pull you up 230 feet and then you drop down 215 feet. And if I remember correctly, it was over, it was 70 or 80 miles an hour you go, and it's called Nitro. And that was one awesome roller coaster. Now, the thing that was really nice about riding Nitro was I didn't originally plan on riding it, but the fact that they gave me the extra hour of ride time, that really came in handy. And that was one of the things I like that Six Flags does. They try to throw little things in every now and then like that. So as a result of me eating a Slurpee, that's tied in with Sutherland, they actually gave me an extra hour of ride time, which allowed me to ride Nitro, and I really enjoyed that too. And now one of the other things I was going to mention too is that I did ride that in the front seat, and Nitro was pretty amazing in the front seat. I don't know how the other seats are, but the front seat certainly was pretty amazing. Now one of the rides I rode before that, the last basic ride I rode, the ones that were in with my original, when the park closed at 10 o'clock, this was the last of the rides that I rode before the park closed at 10 o'clock. I actually ended up riding El Toro. Now, I gotta tell you, if you've never been on El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure, that is an absolute must-ride roller coaster. If you have one roller coaster you're gonna ride in your life, I highly recommend riding El Toro. That is absolutely the best wooden roller coaster I have ever ridden, and I've been on a lot of them, but that one is the best wooden one I've ever ridden on. El Toro is an absolute, when you ride that roller coaster, it is an absolute airtime fest when you're on that thing. And even in the front seat when you ride it, when you go over the first drop and you're looking straight down, if you check my video out, you'll get a chance to see what it looks like. You're literally looking straight down, and I believe they say the drop's 18 stories, but you're basically looking straight down. Once you get done with that humongous first drop, then there's a second hill and a third hill that are almost like bunny hops. So you have the big drop, then you have one hill, and then you have two hills behind. Both of those are airtime hills, one right behind the other. You are actually flying out of your seat completely on that. When you go over those hills, you're actually getting ejected out of your seat, which is absolutely amazing. That's one of the reasons I call it El Toro. It's supposed to be like a raging bull. Then after that, then there's a turn that you're going to find that's absolutely amazing. There's a turnaround that comes around. And then after that, then there's going to be some more airtime and things at the end of that roller coaster as well that you're going to get towards the end of the ride as well. And one of the things that's really cool too is the last section of El Toro is absolutely brutal. It's left and right hand turns in a very small spot, and there's also an airtime ejector moment in there as well. So you're going to find that El Toro is a pretty darn amazing ride. Now, El Toro took longer to ride because I wanted the front seat. The actual wait time to get inside the station was about 15 minutes, but because I wanted to do the front seat, that added an extra 20 to 30 minutes onto my ride time because I wanted to do the front seat on El Toro. I ended up riding El Toro twice, and I had a really, really nice time in El Toro riding. So if you go to Six Flags Great Adventure, definitely try to get a chance to ride El Toro. And one of the things too is El Toro, when the lift hill is not a chain lift, it's a cable lift. So when you go up the lift hill, there's a cable which pulls up the lift hill very fast. You'll see that in my video as well. You'll be able to see how fast that gets pulled up the lift hill. Okay? So that basically wraps up more or less what I did at Great Adventure, and I really, really had a good time. I'm going to basically, the rest of the video I'm going to let you go ahead and enjoy the sights and things along the route here as we go to Atlantic City. And I'll add a few things along the way as we go along too, points of interest and things. And you're also going to notice too on this road, at night, there's places too where you can see the water really well because you're by the shore where you can see water and things. And there's flat areas that are pretty nice to look at as well. So I'll point those out when we get to those as well. Right now, to go ahead and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video for now. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we go along. Now you're going to see, I just want to point something out. You're going to see at this toll plaza here now, they have an Easy Pass express lane for Easy Pass. As you're going to see here, I'm going to get into that lane. And it's going to be an Easy Pass express lane along here as well. And you see they have it marked on the road where it says Easy Pass only. That's because I'm going to use the express lanes, and you'll see how convenient those are too. And as you can see on the sign coming up here, they also have the Easy Pass lanes marked as well to make it easy to find. So as you can see here, see how the Easy Pass kind of bypasses the toll plaza? They have specific lanes for Easy Pass Express, which is what I'm using here. Now keep in mind, if for some reason you can't get over in time, if for some reason when you're driving on this road, if you can't get over in time, hold on 1 second, let me fix that. Okay. Yeah, if there's some reason, like on these toll plazas when you're going through, if you can't get over to the Easy Pass express lanes, you can still go through most of the toll booths that they have marked. The only difference with those is you have to go at a certain restricted speed based on what they have posted for Easy Pass people to go through the toll plazas. So just keep that in mind when you're traveling on your trips going through the toll plazas and things. So as you can see too, there's not a whole lot of traffic this time of night on the Garden State Parkway, and that's one of the things I like about it. It's a very relaxing road to drive on. Now normally I would have my music playing and I'd just be able to relax and just take it easy as I go along. And that's one of the things that's really nice. And you saw the sign there for Atlantic City there. And that's one of the things that's nice about the Garden State Parkway at night. It's usually a pretty relaxing drive. The thing I like too is when I'm on this road, I basically set my cruise control on 65 miles an hour, and I just ride with the cruise control the entire way. That way it makes it easier on my legs. I don't have to worry about driving with my legs as much, and also it tends to get better gas miles too, because I have a car consistently at 1 speed, which works out really well too. want to mention that as we get closer to Atlantic City, you're going to notice that we're going to start seeing some flat areas and things where you're going to see pretty lights and things that, you know, in the distance and stuff. Because it's pretty flat along here. And also these hills and things are pretty nice along here too. So you're going to get a chance to see some nice lights and things coming up. And I'll point those out to you once we get to them as well. And as you can see, I just saw a deer along the road as well. There's deer along here too. Occasionally, you'll see deer along here as well. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to show up in the dash cam or not, but I definitely saw deer along here as well. As you can see, we're moving along pretty good here, and the traffic's pretty light, so we can cruise right along here without having too many problems. It's pretty nice. That's one of the things about living in Maryland, living in Maryland, Virginia, when I go on trips. Even at 2 or 3 in the morning, very seldom do I ever have where there's no cars out. I usually have trucks and things out. Along here, you don't really have to deal a whole lot with those and stuff, and that's what makes it nice when you travel along here early at night, early in the morning. When I travel 95, I always have trucks and cars and things. Even at the earliest hours in the morning, I always end up running into some traffic. Now you're going to notice too, as we get closer to Atlantic City, they do have some parts of the Garden State Parkway have lights and some don't. It just depends on the section that you're in. Most of the Garden State Parkway doesn't have a whole lot of lights at night, and you pretty much have to go by your own headlights. Now like when you get on the Atlantic City Expressway, which is going to be coming up, they have a lot of lights and things along there. But that's one thing about the Garden State Parkway. They normally don't have a lot of lights. And one of the things I do like about that, it is a little harder to see at night not having it, but one of the things that makes it nice is you can see stars and things along here that you don't normally see. Because of the fact you don't have all that light bouncing up off the road, you can see stars and things here that you wouldn't normally see in other places. And that's one of the things that's really nice about traveling on the Garden State Parkway is the fact you can see, if you look up and stuff, you can see stars. If you look up while you're driving, you can see stars and things along the way you might not normally see if the road had more lights and things on it, which makes one of the things that makes it kind of nice when you're driving on this late at night like this too. I wanted to mention, does anybody else have any, if you want to leave in the comment section, but what's your favorite road to drive on when you go on vacation? Now, I told you mine was the Garden State Parkway here. That's my favorite road to drive on in all my travels. What's your favorite road? If you want to, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. That doesn't really matter what state or anything you live in. It's just what road you think is your favorite. I always like to hear from my viewers what they have to say about things too as well. So we're not too far away from Atlantic City now. You're going to be seeing signs and things coming up for Atlantic City pretty soon as well. And then once we get on that, that's going to be the Atlantic City Turnpike, and that's going to take us into the Atlantic City, New Jersey. I had some bugs and things on the windshield. That's why I had to turn on the windshield wipers a couple times there too. just to get rid of some bugs and things down on the windshield. Sometimes you get a lot of bugs along here at this time of year too. Okay, now you're going to get an example of what I was saying about being able to see things. Now you'll notice that, like in the distance and stuff, there you're going to be able to see, because it's flat, you're going to be able to see lights and things in the distance. And this is one of the things I've always liked about this road, is being the fact you can see pretty good amount of distance here. You got to see how flat it is. You see how you can see lights in the background and stuff in the distance. That's one of the things I've always thought was pretty cool about this trail. Try to keep the window there clear for it so you can see it really well. Okay, now you're going to see there's going to be signs here coming up for Atlantic City here pretty soon, to get on the Atlantic City Expressway to go to Atlantic City. It won't be too long now, and you'll be able to see those as well. And that's the point when we get off the Garden State Parkway when we go to Atlantic City. So as you can see, it's been a pretty nice drive, fairly relaxing drive, not a whole lot going on. It's been just kind of, very relaxing drive for me, and it's been pretty nice. As you can see along here, some of these people really move along here too. Okay, and I just saw some signs there for Atlantic City. So what we're looking for is looking for the Atlantic City Expressway. And you'll see that they have them pretty clearly marked here on the parkway where the Atlantic City Expressway is. So you get a chance to see that when it comes up. Okay, here's the signs for the Atlantic City Expressway. Okay, it's going to be in 2 miles. Okay, so here comes the entrance for the Atlantic City Expressway, and that'll take us into Atlantic City. Now, depending on which way you take the expressway, one of them will go to Philadelphia and one of them go to Atlantic City. It just depends which one you need to take. I should be seeing some signs for the expressway. Now, if it turns out that I missed it, I don't think I missed it. We'll have to see here if we have a sign for it. Yeah, I think I might have missed that exit. They're doing some construction and stuff along here. I may have actually gotten distracted, but it's okay. I'll get a chance to see a little bit more. It's not I don't have to backtrack a lot. You'll get a chance to see a little bit more of the parkway here too. Now I'm going to be hopefully having a video too showing when I go to Wawa Woods, showing you what Wawa Woods and stuff looks like as well. So that video is hopefully going to be coming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that this trip, or if I'm going to have to wait till next trip. I'm just going to have to wait and see what I come up with. Okay, we'll get turned around and we'll just go back. I don't have to go back very far. It's only a little bit. It's not too far. So we'll turn around here and get going back the other direction. You also get to smell too when you're along here. You also start to smell the salt air and everything too when you're along here. That's one thing that's really nice about being here, is you get a chance to smell the salt air and stuff. It's very nice to smell that salt air. Very clean, almost like a clean cleansing smell that you have, you know. Alright, so we'll get turned around. We'll go back to Atlantic City. It's not too far away. It's only about maybe 3 miles. It's not that far away from where I was. So we'll get turned around. Now, the one thing nice about this route is I do know my way around here somewhat, because I have driven this before. It's not like back where New Jersey was, where I took a wrong turn, you know, about earlier in the trip. I kind of know my way around here, more or less how to get around here. So usually it's a little easier for me. Okay, so now we'll just get back on and go towards okay, we'll get turned around. We'll go back the direction that we're at, and then get back on the expressway. So let me go ahead and turn around here. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just turn around here in the middle. There isn't much traffic else. I think we'll be okay now. Just turn around here in the middle and head on back. Okay. Okay, now we're back on the Garden State Parkway. Now we're going back towards Atlantic City. So at least you're getting a chance to see, you're getting a chance to see what the Garden State Parkway looks like. Now, I was gonna have like I said, I'm gonna try to make another video showing the Garden State Parkway going from Atlantic City, New Jersey, from Harrah's Atlantic City, where I'm staying at, to Wildwood, New Jersey, which is another amusement place that I want to go to check out. That I always spend time at every year, which I have a lot of fun at, is Wildwood, New Jersey. So that's another place you're going to get a chance to hopefully see in this video. Now, if I don't have enough room on my video card to store all these videos, then one of those videos is going to come next year when I do my next year's trip. But I'm going to try, if I can, to put it on with this year's. So remember, if you don't see the trip to Wildwoods from Atlantic City this year, you'll see that next year. Because it all depends how much room I have on my camera. I want to mention, this camera's been working out very well. I haven't had many problems at all, and it's been doing very well for me. And I've really had a lot of fun bringing these videos to you. Making videos is one of the things I always have a lot of fun making these videos. And I hope hopefully everybody that watches me, you might learn a few things too watching the videos. Now you're going to see now the Atlantic City Expressway coming up here. You're going to see. That's why I was saying I really wasn't that far away. It's two exits. I wasn't that far off. I just happened to miss the exit coming here when I went by. They were doing a lot of construction, and honestly, every now and then I do miss an exit. Every now and then I don't make a big deal out of it, because you know what? I'm on vacation. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying the drive, and it's just been a really nice trip, And I don't worry too much if I miss an exit. The main thing to keep in mind is, if you do miss an exit, just try to maintain your temper. Realize, hey, you know what? I can go ahead and backtrack and come back. A lot of times on these trips, I very rarely ever make a mistake on some of these trips. And then there's one or two of them where I have a little hiccup every now and then it comes up that we run into. Okay, we're coming up on the Atlantic City Expressway now. You're going to see the exit for that coming up. It's exit 38. You'll see that about a minute or two. And I also want to mention too, one of the reasons too, I might miss an exit every now and then. I'm much more familiar with the Garden State Parkway going back this way than I am the other direction, because I hadn't been to Great Adventure in a while, so I hadn't actually been traveling that direction in a while either. So I had to refamiliarize myself with things. As you can see, they do a lot of construction this time in the evening too. Okay, so now we're at exit 38. Now we're going to go to the Atlantic City Expressway, which is where I'm going now. Alright, now we're going to be entering the Atlantic City Expressway, and this is going to be on our way to Atlantic City. Okay, now you're gonna find that things on this route are going to change quite a bit. There's going to be a lot of signs as we get closer to the city. There's going to be a lot of signs and things, and I'm going to try to point out some things to you along the way too, points of interest and things along the way here as well, for you to see too. Now, one thing I always call this part of the trip the sign road, because there's always a lot of signs and things for promos and things for upcoming acts to casinos and things. And you're going to notice that the acts and things that they got some pretty good acts. Like they had Kool and the Gang, and they have some pretty good acts that come to Atlantic City every now and then. And Borgata seems to host a lot of those. I've only been to Borgata once. My choice hotel is Harrah's. My all-time favorite was Showboat, but unfortunately they closed that a few years back. The Showboat was closed. So now my favorite that I like to stay at is, my mom and I like to stay at Harrah's on the Marina. We just really like it. We just really like it at Harrah's because it's a little further out. It's kind of like its own little world. My mom and I wasn't really like that property a lot. So right now, Atlantic City is about 6 miles away, and you're going to get a chance to get a pretty good view here of what Atlantic City looks like here along the way as well. Now see here, I'm going to go to the Easy Pass because they have Easy Pass express lanes set up here. Now, as you're going to see on the board up there, on that sign up there, it's going to show you where the Easy Pass Express is. I wish all the toll plazas had Easy Pass Express, but the only thing is, some of them are not designed. The toll plazas just don't have enough room to put an Easy Pass set of lanes around them like this. But I really do like it. It does make it really convenient when you have this, because basically you just have to use the extra lanes, which works out really well, like I have here. It makes it easy to get around too. Now, the one thing about these Easy Pass lanes do have a speed limit. Even though they're the express lanes, there is a 45 mile per hour speed limit there that was posted. Now, as you can see now in the distance now, that's Atlantic City in the distance. You're going to see here when I come around this corner. Okay, now we're going to be coming into the Atlantic City area itself. Okay. Now, the one thing you're going to notice about this is what when people think of Atlantic City, this is one of the things that they love to see. This view right here coming up when you come in Atlantic City, it is very pretty. It is it's not quite like Vegas, but it's still pretty darn nice to see here. As you can see, the city's starting to unfold in front of us. Now, on the left-hand side, you're going to have places like the Borgata. You're going to have so you got Borgata, you got Harrah's, you got the Golden Nugget. Those are all going to be on the left. In the center of the street, in the center where we're going, you're going to have places like Caesars, Bally's, and places like that. That's what's going to be in the center where we're going, and right in the direction we're going up. But you're going to see that they got a pretty good variety of signs here, and you can see it's pretty nice too when you look in the distance too, to see all the lights and everything. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do a night video, so you could get a chance, to show you all the lights and things that they have in Atlantic City, because I think it looks pretty nice at night too when you're driving along here too. I think it gives a pretty nice impression. You'll see as you get closer to, you'll get more and more detail of the city as well. And you can see now one of the mottos now they have is entertainment capital of the Jersey Shore. Entertainment capital of the Jersey Shore. Do AC. GoAtlanticCity.com. That's one of the things that's one of their taglines right now that they're promoting. Now here you get a chance to see how pretty the city actually is. Now you see how everything kind of unfolds in front of you there. That's one of the things I've always liked about Atlantic City. It's from this view also. It's just kind of neat to see it come out of the middle of nowhere, and then boom, there it is. Okay. Now, what we're going to end up doing is, because I'm going to Harrah's, which is out in the marina. There's an actual road that will take me to Harrah's through the tunnel. If you get a chance to watch my video where I go to New Jersey to Six Flags Great Adventure, you'll get a chance to see the route. Just look for the Harrah's Atlantic City to Six Flags Great Adventure Jackson, New Jersey dash cam video. That's going to actually show you what that looks like. Now, the videos are going to come up at different times because it's depending how fast I edit them. So, but just keep in mind, there's going to be a couple dash cam videos coming up while I'm on vacation that I'm going to try to get ahead and put up for you too. And now you can see pretty clearly now. Now you can actually see Bally's and things in the distance there. You'll be able to see Valley and the resorts and some of the other casinos that are there, Caesars and some of the various ones. Now, to get to Harrah's, and to get to Harrah's, you go the same way you had if you were going to Borgata. You're going to notice here. I'm going to go through. I'm going to get off on the right here, and I'm going to enter through a tunnel here that you're going to see shortly. Okay. Now, as you can see the sign in front of me there, I'll read it off to you. It's going to say Brigantine Convention Center Marina to the right, and that's what we're going to do. Now, if you're going into the city itself, like where Caesars is, then you just keep going straight, and that will take you to the city itself. Now, I'm going out to Harrah, so I have to go through the tunnel, so it's a little bit different where I'm going. But you'll get the idea when you see where I'm traveling here. And this is the train station on the right. It's the train station. Okay, now we're going to enter this tunnel that goes out to Harrah's and the marina and stuff there. You'll see that in just a second. Okay, now you can see, we came out of the tunnel. Now Borgata and everything is here now. We have all the other casinos here. You're going to see Golden Nugget coming up. That's Borgata's going to be on the left. You're going to see Golden Nugget coming up. Golden Nugget will be on the right. And they have pretty good signage here that tells you where to go for each of these casinos. There's pretty good signage here you're going to see as well. I haven't been in the Golden Nugget yet, but somebody told me the Golden Nugget's actually pretty cool. I haven't been in there. Now, I've gone to the one in Vegas, but I haven't been to the one here yet. Now you also can see Harrah's there. Now one of the things that's cool about Harrah's is the way the building and everything is lit up. They have really nice signage and stuff on the side of the building that lights up. That's one of the things I really like about Harrah's too, is the way they have all those lights and things. Now this is going to be how we go to Harrah's. There's a little turn here to the right, and if you're going to Harrah's, that's how you get to Harrah's. You go right here, just make a right here, and just stay in the lane here, and this takes you out to Harrah's. Now I'm actually going to go in the parking garage, and I'm actually going to go ahead and show you my favorite place to park when it comes to Harrah's. Okay. Okay, now we're coming into Harrah's. All right, now we're going to go to South Park, and I'm going to show you the level that I like to park at. They have speed strips here, so you have to be careful that you don't hit those too fast because they're pretty sharp. Okay. So now we're going into the parking garage here at Harrah's. Now I like to park on level 3. I'll show you exactly where I park, where I like to park when I come here. Okay. I usually like to go up 2 levels like I'm doing here. See, now we're on level 2. Now we're going to come up to level 3. And then you're going to see, I'll show you where I like to park. Okay, this is the level that I like to park on, but I like to park on the level, the part that's sloping down, as you're going to see here. Yeah, this is the part I like to park. Right here's where I like to park. Okay, so we have reached our destination. All right, so we made it. So. Okay, I just wanted to say, thanks again, by the way, for checking out my dash cam video going from Six Flags Great Adventure to Harrah's Atlantic City. I appreciate y'all checking out my videos, and if you want to, go ahead and feel free to click that subscribe button to keep up with my current videos and things that are going to be coming out. And I also want to thank you again, by the way, for all your support and for watching my my channel as well. And this is Kurt from the Kurt Splish channel, thanking you for watching the video, and reminding you that we're going to have more videos coming out, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care now.